I come from a family background which are philosophers, Sanskrit Pandits. What do I know about business? If you are in India, behave like an American. Well, they said, well, it's too bad. You have to go back to America then. I want to make a movie on myself.
My God. Wonderful it would be. We all would watch.
Green. Only one caste. Handsome and beautiful, tall, white Americans. That's not me. I'm a poor Indian guy. India has to transform itself from trading nation to innovative nation. I was told that Sir Lakshmi is very chanchal. I like that chanchalness. India will become old before it becomes wealthy. Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. People ask me, what is your success? What's the secret of your success? I said, don't work. as a CEO, don't work. As a CEO, don't work too much.
What do you mean by that exactly?
As a CEO, what I mean is that respect other employees. Get the work out of them.
Right.
Get the work out of them. Inspire them. Motivate them. Go every day. Get up. Go to your factory. Okay, as a CEO. Be on time, of course. If employees are coming at 8 o'clock in the morning, you should be there 7:30, regardless. When employees are leaving at 6 o'clock in the evening, you should leave at 6:30. Your presence is important. Those are the simple things. Then walk around, smile, shake hands with employees, ask their children. Right?
Absolutely, sir.
Because they are the money makers for you. That's what they should understand. They are the money makers for you.
Absolutely. And you tend to respect the person in front of you when they show you that respect for your work. They show you that humility. They show you that empathy.
Right. The another thing I did is that I asked my employees to be entrepreneurs. That means they can take the technology from Ceramatec and start their own companies, become CEOs. No problem for me. This doesn't happen in any other company. They hold on to their technology. You cannot disclose this, you cannot disclose that, right? Become. And that may be because I was getting old.
But that's actually wonderful to hear that you open the doors for your own employees to inspire them to make their own thing, build their own companies with the technologies that they have learned since so long in your company. That's
And
beautiful.
even after I sold the company, there were I just had another luncheon a month ago where all these entrepreneurs coming out of my company called Ceramatec, we all get together for lunch. They are all CEOs. They are doing very well. That's what I am saying.
That's great that you maintain the connection that you've had since so long. You do that.
Right.
I think
Now from Indian perspective, I really believe. Why everybody wants to go to America? Why? I mean, I'm there for 60 years, but why everybody wants to go to America? You know why? Because they are wealthy,
for the money.
right? I mean, that is the truth, right?
Money is important.
And that's what India needs to do. Convert this science into money. Become entrepreneurs. Young people like these here, They must become entrepreneurs because that is the most important thing they can do to increase the GDP of this country. GDP is very important. Recently, I've been talking about GDP for 3-4 years. As a matter of fact, some of my friends don't call me Ashok Joshi, they call me GDP.
Sir, what do we call you? Do we call you AJ? Do we call you GDP? Do you call you Dr. Joshi? What do you prefer?
AJ.
AJ, we'll call you AJ. Everyone here, we'll call Sir AJ, okay?
AJ
Okay,
is
AJ.
the best.
It suits you, I think. It does.
My human resource manager, director, when I was CEO, she used to call me dude. Hey dude, come here. That keeps my ego in check, right?
Yeah.
That is most important. I don't like when I walk in here that people get up.
Hmm.
I don't like it.
And I think it.
It's a culture, of course, I know.
Hmm.
It's a culture. So it's okay, it's okay.
It brings out a spirit also in you of enthusiasm, and like you don't feel you're at an age where you're senior to most of us, but then if we call you AJ, then that gap doesn't feel uh, like it exists, like this gap of, oh, we're so young, sir is so senior to us, is like we can talk to you more
Freely.
freely,
Yeah.
yes.
AJ is, you can be relaxing and asking me questions, right?
Right,
That is important,
right.
right? It doesn't matter really what you call me.
Back to GDP, sir. So they call you GDP. You keep speaking about GDP.
GDP. So it's amazing. I think Professor J.B. Joshi, I don't know whether you know that, he's the Chancellor of ICT, Institute of Chemical Technology, which used to be UDCT in Mumbai. All these Mashelkars, Bhatkars, they are all from that institute. Okay? Mashelkar definitely. So they are all from that institute. Mukesh Ambani, it's from that institute. So he just wrote an article. And the article said that he had a relationship between GDP and innovation. Because India has to innovate. Sorry for, this is critique, not the criticizing, critique. I'm saying that India has to transform itself from trading nation to innovative nation. So you just cannot get the CKDs from outside and just assemble here and sell. That's what they do. You have to start manufacturing right from the everything here. And mostly innovation. So that article, I love it. He showed that GDPP, meaning when you include all Indian people, entire population, GDPP suggests that we are 172nd nation in the world, ranking 172nd. You were told, right? India is the third most powerful nation in economics, right? Third most economic nation. But when you include all the Earth's people, all Indian people, it becomes 172nd nation in the ranking. And 40th innovative nation, 40th ranking. So young people like you are, You have a big responsibility. Otherwise, India will become old. Raghuram Rajan, I heard his speech. He said that India will become old before it becomes wealthy. And that is not good. That is not good. And so my thing is that we have to do a lot of work with the young people to increase the GDPP. Now, this is more dramatic because there is called a purchase parity, which is purchase parity is what it cost $100 to buy this or $10 to buy this mug in America. It will cost only $4 here, $3 here.
Okay.
That's the purchase parity because the labor is cheap here, so some of the things are cheaper here, right? But that itself said that labor is cheap.
Mm.
So it's a two-way street, in my opinion. But the reason why everybody goes to America is because their GDP is very high. Our GDP, our meaning India's GDP, is less than $4 trillion. America's GDP is $32 trillion. And not only that, GDPP, which I like, GDPP of India is $2,700, while GDPP of America is $85,000. So everybody wants to go to America because it's a wealthier country with fantastic infrastructure and all that. Everybody wants to go. Why can't we make India America? Because I tell you that the intelligence, culture, beautiful, everything, I like it myself. But what I don't like is it's not wealthy. India is not wealthy.
Sir, as researchers, so all of us are in a academic field. We see our domains, future domains being research, industry, some of us business. Why should someone from our field care about the country's GDP?
Why should?
Why should we care, or what should push us to increase the country's GDP? How does it affect someone?
For your family, for your future generation, for your children. They should be proud. They should afford lot more. Lot more. For your infrastructure. From my place in Salt Lake City, it's a city, right? Really. My place to my work is about, let's say, maybe 20 kilometers. And that is in the city. I take 12 minutes. Tell me, in Pune, you have to go to 20 kilometers. You will take 1 hour. That's the thing. Nation has to generate money. That's what Modi ji is saying, Vikasit Bharat. What does Vikasit Bharat means? It means GDP, nothing but GDP. Vikasit Bharat means he says that let's do $32 trillion by 2047. But if you look at last year's growth is 6.4%. This year growth, similar. Next year growth, similar. With that, you cannot reach that goal. So there has to be done something else. So I call it magic of 72. You take 72, especially you young people, have to remember. Take 72. Okay? So if you want to double your money, whatever, double your money, in say 10 years, every 10 years you want to double the money. How much interest you look for your money? So you take 72, divide by 10, 7.2%. So if you take this GDP and you say I'm below 4 trillion, now I have to go to 32 trillion. How much I have to do that? So it has to increase. You have to, this GDP has to increase at a rate of 10% each year. 10%, 10%, 10%. That's what young people have to be concerned about. Why? How can we help?
Create wealth
Create
for
wealth.
ourselves and
Create
for
wealth.
everyone around us. That's
Don't worry about money is bad or anything. When I used to own the company, my vice president would come, Anthony Nickens. He would come in my office and he says, AJ, money isn't everything. And he would turn around and he says, it's the only thing. You see? The reason for that is really what happened is that when you have this green money, you don't care about the caste, you don't care about the religion, you don't care about region, you don't care about the language, you don't care. I could be Shudra, billionaire Shudra. The Brahmin should touch my feet. And I am Shudra. Green. Only one caste for entire humanity.
And plus, we're all from biology, that is also green. So I think we should all work towards green.
Green. Correct.
How does this journey happen from an engineer to becoming the CEO, A, and to become the founder of multiple companies and today reach where you are? How does that happen?
So this is a blessing from India. Why it happened? Because after my PhD at Northwestern, I worked for a company called P.R. Mallory, which is really Duracell company.
Okay.
Everybody knows Duracell, battery company. After that, I went to another big battery company called Rayovac. Rayovac is another battery company. And so during that time, Mr. Kelkar from CCOM, which CCOM is an investment arm of Maharashtra government. He came to New York and inspired us to come to India for entrepreneurship. And so I really came here in Nasik. Nasik was developing at that time, 1979. I came here. And I thought that I would be the first one, which I was actually, to manufacture small batteries for watches, calculators, because in 1980 there was just beginning of these watches and calculators in India. So I wanted to capture that market. Of course, I come from a family background which are philosophers, Sanskrit Pandits. What do I know about business? Especially especially uh, that time, India business was quite different. A lot of import duties on any raw material. And so I didn't know how to handle all these things, import of materials and so on.
It was quite new to you.
Quite
Or-
new, quite new, absolutely. And I must say that there was a big corruption that time
in the Indian
related
market.
to import of materials and so on
Okay.
and so on. And plus, there was a smuggling going on with these small batteries from China, Japan.
So we didn't have the
Yes.
technology then to make it here in India.
No, as
Okay.
a matter of fact, I uh, struggled for that. I went to see several high government officials here and told them that, listen, I brought this technology.
Hmm.
Please help me. But their point was also okay. They said that just for a tiny company in this vast ocean of companies, we cannot change the policies. So you have to uh, either adapt to our situation here or leave the country and go back to your United States.
So back in the
80.
1980s, when you came here with your small venture, what was that small venture in which you needed these batteries?
So the battery factory company is called Enercell, Energy Systems Private Limited.
Okay.
The brand was Enercell. I set up a factory in Nasik,
Okay.
started selling it, but against the imported goods, smuggled goods. And those smuggled goods, impossible to, because their landed price of complete battery was equivalent to my raw material price
Oh,
with import duties.
so this was a huge,
A huge
struggle.
gap, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't survive in this. But one thing happened. Of course, I had to shut down the factory. I couldn't be successful. One thing happened, and that is that President of India, Zell Singh, in 1983, decided that we have to start the Best Entrepreneur of India award, and they chose me, which is really funny if you look at it. I'm a Best Entrepreneur of India, first Best Entrepreneur of India, who incurred so many losses as an entrepreneur.
A field venture, you had to shut it down.
But that touched me. That touched me about India. That really was inspiring. Of course, I took that money, and the award came with the money. Generally, awards don't come with the money. You have to give the money to get the award. Most of these awards are you have to give the money. But I got the money from Indian government. And they told me even one sentence from when I went to receive the award. One of the officials told me, he said, Dr. Joshi, there is a saying called, if you are in Rome, behave like Romans.
Yes.
I said, no, I never heard that. I heard that if you are in India, behave like an American. Well, they said, well, it's too bad. You have to go back to America then. And so I went back to America. I had 2 small children and my beautiful wife. So I took 4 of them. With that money that Indian government gave me, and I went back to America. But my heart was still here. I still owed the losses that I incurred during my stay here, so I had to pay back. Very hard time in US after I went back. A guy who had a PhD from one of the most prestigious university, worked for 15 years, 18 years, had to really go through very hard times in America when I went back. But that taught me a lot of things. That taught me what is business, what does it mean to say cash flow, what does it mean by, how to read balance sheet, what it means import, what it means export, right?
And I think in business, if you want to get into business, the earlier the better, because the loom of losses is always there. There is a risk of loss always, and better to fail earlier than later.
Correct, absolutely. But I came here, I joined one very small company called Ceramatec,
In USA.
US, because otherwise I didn't have any chance to get any job. So I joined that company. Fortunately for me, taking the maybe long story short, I just became engineer, senior engineer, group leader, vice president, president of Ceramatec, and the CEO of Ceramatec. Why this happened? Because I knew what was important that India taught me during my 4-year, 5-year stay here. So going through hard times learning, practical learning on field is very important. So I would never forget that. Why do I come here 2-3 times to India? I don't have to come in my 80s. My wife said, what are you doing going to India? Just stay home. We have plenty of money, plenty of luxuries. Why do you have to do this? Right? So, but I really knew business. So I would always suggest my superiors, this is good, this is not good, let's do this way.
The experience that you gained in India in business, having your own business,
Tremendous.
that helped you in your journey, and that's what differentiated you, I think, from your peers who were also engineers. Some of us might have been senior engineers, but then your journey to
Not only
growth
that,
like
not
that.
only that, they were tall, white Christians, beautiful, very handsome Americans, handsome and beautiful, tall, white Americans. Still, I got the opportunity. That is America. That is United States. If you show your qualifications and the work that you do, you get where you want to go and where I went to go. But during that time, as I became my company was not doing well at all. Always making losses, always making losses. So my giant owners, giant meaning huge owners, they told me while I was CEO, sell the company. We don't want. It's making losses for last 30 years. And we cannot stand anymore. Sell the company.
This was at Ceramatec.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I said, okay. I started looking for another company to buy my company, right?
Mm.
Because that was the charter given to me by board of directors. So this company came to me and said, why don't you buy it? And I said that I cannot even count zeros that many. Just cannot count the zeros. That's not me. I'm a poor Indian guy. He said, who is talking about money? We will give you money. You buy it. Now, this is another miracle, I would say. Miracle in life. Somebody offering you money to buy the company where I become sole owner of the company. That is amazing, right?
So basically, they offered you a loan.
Correct. Loan with this big, whatever covenants they call it, covenants. That means if I make losses, I will have to sell everything, including my family. Right? So that was the problem. But I did it. I signed the documents. Now the third miracle. The first year, I continued with the losses, but from second year to the seventh, eighth year, I made profits. Profits after profits after profits. The company which never made profit.
For
I
30
started,
years,
yeah,
it was not making
yeah,
profit.
and so making profits. This was important. And then I was getting to that age, 69. My children were not interested in coming over. So I sold the company.
Okay.
Okay? Sold the company to very important company in the United States. It's called CoorsTek.
Yes.
Very well-known company.
Another giant in ceramics.
The most giant in ceramics. So I sold them, that company. So this journey taught me a lot of things. Taught me what is motivation, what is inspiration. That was very important. Because as a small, poor Indian, owning the company was a tough challenge for me. Because it is all about people. People make or break the company. Right?
Right.
Especially my company was that way, where people were much smarter than I was. People had lot more skills than I had. So I have to just not only motivate them to do good work, but inspire them to do good work.
So, sir, you had your company in Nasik. You also, bought Ceramatec, and you must have dealt with so many people in the company. As you said, people make the company, and they might be more skilled than you. They might have uh, multiple skill sets. They might be, in different positions. what was your strength as their leader? How did you inspire them? What did you do to maintain that grit and leadership?
So, first and most important is, in my opinion, is humility and respecting the people who work for you. Respecting. I used to get up from my chair when the janitor will walk in my office to clean up the garbage. I used to get up. This is important. Important for leaders to pay respect for people. And that way, that is called inspiration. Motivation, anybody can do it. The CEO comes and says that I will give you bonus, I'll give you this, I'll give you this. Doesn't make a difference. They forget. You get raise, you get raise. Today you got raise. You go home. You hug your wife. I got raise. Let's go out to dinner. You have fantastic dinner. That's very happy. 3 months later, you are complaining again. They don't pay me well, they do this, they do that one. But inspiration is such that it lasts forever. Inspiration lasts forever. For example, if your employee has some issues, his mother is sick, for example, and it happened in my company. Mother is sick with cancer. That employee's performance goes down, right? Because he or she is very concerned about the mother, focused on the mother,
Right.
sad inside when mother is showing so pains. That's where the CEO comes in. Goes, hugs that employee and say, you will take care of your mom and let me know what I can do. Not blame him that he is not working. Just imagine his heart. So I always call it, motivation is a brain function. Inspiration is a heart function. If you touch somebody's heart, you are going to be inspiring people forever.
That's what differentiates a boss from a leader, I think.
Correct.
The empathy that you have, the humility that you have, the respect that you hold for your workers, your co-workers, is what makes you a leader and what inspires other people.
Correct. And so inspiring, so that's the formula I found, going from losses for this long to really profits. Because now employees think that AJ means me, he's just a dumb guy sitting in the corner. We have to do something. Right?
Sir, this is a wonderful time to move on to a fun segment. We have a rapid fire for you.
Okay.
So Rohini will take that.
So we'll begin with a very fun question. That
Okay.
is like, what fuels your energy during your work, or maybe whenever you're free time? What is your favorite drink? Is it chai or coffee?
Chai.
Chai. Good choice, sir. And sir, can you describe your work in just 3 words? Like your whole journey and the work you have done, only in 3 words.
3 words
Yes.
to describe my work.
Yes.
Right?
Any 3 words.
So, humility
Okay.
is first. Second is GDP.
Great.
And third is family.
Perfect. Sir. So, one book you feel every student should read once in a life. Like, what is your recommendation of a book?
Power of Intention
Okay. So,
by Dr. Wayne Dyer.
okay.
Because intention is very important.
Definitely. So, if you were not an engineer or entrepreneur, what other unexpected career you would have been?
Ayurvedic doctor.
Okay. If you could like launch Microlin in any other country rather than USA or India, any other country, which one would you choose?
For what?
Launching Microlin from any other country.
Other than US and India.
Yes.
Other than.
Yes.
So I would choose Germany.
So during your whole journey, you were an engineer, entrepreneur. What motivated you? Any like particular quote that someone told you, or anything, any particular thing that happened in your life that motivated you? Anything that you can recall?
Indian experience.
Indian experience that you had here. Okay.
That's the motivation.
So, if you ever get a student asking you about that I'm not doing well in my life, I want to get some motivation, what would you say to that student?
I would say that, first of all, look at your family, look at your situation, and watch other entrepreneurs' life who are very successful. If you don't get motivation with that, I don't know what it will give them motivation.
So, what is the most fun part in your domain? Like you have been working. What is the most fun part? What excites you the most being in this position?
Yeah, actually, what excites me most is talking to other entrepreneurs in the restaurant, nice restaurants, go there, talking with them, have some fun, dance with them. That is the most exciting part, really, because you learn so much from them,
Yes.
right?
So, what is your hobby other than all these work, unrelated to your work? What is your hobby? What do you do in your free time?
That I lack.
Okay.
I lack any that way hobby, and my wife really says that my hobby became, now after retirement, my hobby became coming to Pune
Oh,
to see all you beautiful people here.
so then what is your favorite place in Pune that you have gone to? Any particular place?
MIT WPU.
So last question, do you like watching movies?
Not really.
Not really.
No.
But if you ever get a chance to, like hypothetically speaking, if you ever get a chance to direct or produce a film, what kind of film would you want to make?
Wow. That is a hard question. I don't know the answer.
So anything you can think of, like, yeah, this would be the movie I want to direct. So maybe
No,
anything related to sci-fi, like scientific fiction, or something related to entrepreneurship, anything.
No, I want to make a movie on myself.
Biography. Wonderful, it would be, we all would watch.
That you should watch
Yeah.
and make me rich. More rich.
Yes, sir, we know it would be a good choice actually. Wonderful. Thank you so much, sir. This was wonderful. It was your first time for a rapid fire, but we all enjoyed this.
So we're moving towards the end of our conversation.
I'm sad.
Even I am sad, sir. And I'll tell you one thing personally, sir. It's fun talking to you because I relate to you in so many ways. One thing is, in India, I wouldn't say in India, but culturally, a lot of people demonize money. They're like, nahi. As you said, um, the person came into your office and said, money is not everything. A lot of people stop at that.
Yeah.
They don't turn around and they don't tell you that money is everything. Money is the only thing. I don't like the notion of demonizing money. Money is very important, even if you want to do good, or even if you want to spread a spiritual message, a social message, money backs that. You need money to do things.
Everything, whenever I touch this floor, I'm grateful that somebody has put money to do this. Okay? I'm very grateful. I'm not on the dirt. I'm here in beautiful place here. This is all money. This is all Lakshmi.
Correct.
That's why I like Lakshmi more than Saraswati. But I was told that Lakshmi is very chanchal. I like that chanchalness. Right?
Sir, your work right now at Microlin. Microlin makes disinfecting
Correct,
stuff
correct.
that you use to disinfect or sterilize things.
Correct.
You're a material scientist
Right.
who has worked in ceramics,
Right.
who now is CEO at a company that makes instruments to sterilize or disinfect things. The
There's
jump is huge. In my head, I'm like, oh, this is something.
No, I think that was my so-called strength. That's why I have over 150 patents. Because and you asked me earlier what's my hobby. My hobby is to patent everything.
Correct. You
And-
have
and I
140
wasted-
patents and 40 patents in this thing.
Right. Lot
Pending.
of US patents, and US patent office likes me, so they say that okay, give me money and we will patent your stuff.
As they should.
That's what they say, and so I patent. Anyway, that is my life, and I think patenting idea. Every time I look at that chair, I look at that chair and I said, how can I make improvement in that? How can I develop next generation chair where people sit there and enjoy sitting there.
That's a
Right.
mindset that all innovators or people who want to innovate something need to have.
Correct. And
That's an
that's what it
attitude
is.
with-
Don't just go into theoretical arm. I mean, that is just me, okay? You need theories, you need practical people, and the difference between invention and innovation is a big one. If invention takes $100, innovation will take 1 million. Because innovation means taking the invention, generating the product, and commercializing that product. That's why I call it start with the end. Start with the end is an important formula for entrepreneurs, because whatever ideas, everybody has ideas, whatever idea they have, they should first taste with end, that is customers.
Okay.
Start with the end.
So they need to think about the end goal and then start.
End goal meaning customers, whether this particular idea, can they make money? Because the end is that. Otherwise it get constipated. A lot of ideas get constipated. they never go to hit the market. And if they hit the market forcibly, it boomerangs and people don't buy it. So first check there before you start innovating.
Right. That's something.
Innovation process. That's what I tell these young people, because there are thousands and thousands of ideas floating around. That's all I'm saying. One of those is, of course, is this the box that you were mentioning. Microlin develops a disinfecting devices, basically. Wound healing devices, disinfecting devices, fragrance devices. That's what Microlin does.
Very interesting, sir. And a lot of messages to innovators, to people who are interested in business, to people who want to make something new, build something new. And from your life, we learn that failures happens to all of us, but it jumps.
Yeah.
That experience
if
is
you
important.
look at my batting average, out of 10, I lost probably 8, 9 companies, but won one. Win one, right?
And you need to keep doing it, because you never know which one will become that one. So you need to
right.
keep building it.
Keep doing it. Just like Abraham Lincoln failed 10 times, and 11th time he became president.
Hmm.
That's all.
Thank you so much, sir, for
Thank
being here.
you, thank you. Yes, I love this program. Fantastic. Please invite me again and again and again. Like, share, and subscribe this podcast.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.